And this resonates with me because you're using art again as the catalyst for change, which has been, what I say all the time is you look at every revolution, every policy change, every progress in the course of human life, and it's always started with an artistic pledge, essentially. And now, going to art, you have an extensive career in acting and film. We all know that. We're all familiar with your name. How has this influenced your approach, though, in the filmmaking aspect of it? I mean, there are sensitive areas in this film for you because you have family that you're basically documenting in this film. So, going from acting parts of fictitious characters or other people you don't know, it's very different. There's that barrier essentially. Here, all the walls were shattered essentially, and all the barriers were thrown away. So this is very, very personal for you. Tell me how acting ties into that for you, how the art ties into that.
It's extremely personal. I'm trying to hold back my tears because it's profoundly emotional for me, and that is something that was all across the board when we were on set filming every single day. And I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about the director, the producer, the lighting, grip. Everyone was crying every day because these are real people and these are their lives. And they're so willing to expose themselves because they want to be heard, because they know that we can be agents of change. And they're so desperate for that. Like, we just want our story to be heard because we need help. We need therapy. We need people to understand. We need, whoever's making the decisions at these health insurance agencies to hear us because they're not giving us enough therapy. And it really does require a community. And the culture and acceptance of that is beautiful. So I would say we throw all acting out the window, and it's really beautiful experience and very touching. I'm struggling to express myself because I'm choking back because I feel that much, and I feel that much for even these families that I don't know. I have so much compassion and empathy for their patients and their beautiful love that they have for their children.
Told us where we can watch the film when it comes out and the suspenseful part of where it's going to show. So we'll wait for all of that, and that's really exciting. But I want to raise an important issue, or at least it's an important issue for me. There are a lot of celebrities, a lot of wealthy people who are doing work on awareness, who are doing work on, education. But I find, and sometimes not even, and sometimes, there it's a huge Hollywood studio making a massive movie that, brings in revenues in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Nothing attached to anything supportive in the world. I mean, it's just profit upon greed. And you are making this film, and this film is supposed to be about social impact. And you know better than I do that to have social impact, you need to be a proponent of social impact. You need to make that change. You need to start there. So, are you? And I want to say this in a very realistic way to the audience. We can't function in this nonprofit sense of I'm going to make a film and I'm giving 100% of the sales to X and Y charity, because how many times can Sonia, no matter how wealthy she is, how many times can Sonia go ahead and do this? She'll burn through her entire fortune in maybe 3 movies and then it's done. So it's not feasible. We want Sonia to make movies well into her 80s. So to do that, Sonia needs to have a financial plan. But with that financial plan, I would rather know that Sonia, against the grain and against the rest of the industry, is dedicating a portion of her filmmaking and her art and everything to the causes that she believes in, versus just I raised awareness, I did really well, I wore the beautiful dress, I attended the premiere, I won an award, yay, and I'm supposed to be the good person because I am making an autism film versus, I don't know, a horror flick or something like that.
It's a great question, and horror films actually profit the most in this industry, unfortunately. So yes, blood and guts, they're going to make the most money. I'm not supporting that. I'm going to support hope and I'm going to support impact. And that is actually the least amount of money in our industry. That is 100% correct. But we do have we do have a business to run. We have office space at Sunset Gower Studios. We have a staff to pay, a very large staff. And so in order to keep business as usual growing and scaling, we do have to keep some of that aside. But we are giving 50%, so literally half of what our return is going to be, and we donate it back into the cause of foundations or families or whichever area that we are highlighting in support of. And so in this case, Understanding Autism, because we showed the families in Hawaii, we are supporting Autism Moms of Kona. And so we're going to be giving back to Autism Moms of Kona, to the families who exposed their lives and wore their hearts on their sleeve to be a part of this documentary for change. And so we'd like to reward that. So if there's therapy that they need for their children, or iPads, or anything that they need, we're so happy that these deals that we're doing for Understanding Autism, we're able to give that to those families. And that was the purpose from the beginning. It was about how many views can we get? How much change can we make? So yes, thank you for asking that question.